This episode is for you if you have been putting off progress because you're not sure if you should go for that opportunity that just might not be fitting with your dreams. So you keep putting off little opportunities for the big one. You say no for the big yes. Let's talk about that today. Welcome to How to Switch to a Tech Career in Your 30s and 40s. It's the podcast where we love to get excited and down to brass tacks, talking about the real things that help you move the needle when you switch from any other career into a high-tech or IT career. And this is where we're going to discuss the real hints, tips, tricks, and the methods and the protocol that help you switch into a real tech career. So welcome. Welcome indeed. Thank you for listening. Some of you have been listening a lot, and I have not been publishing enough in the last few weeks and last few months. I believe that summer has taken over, and I believe that a lot of my job opportunities and job change and then other ideas have been taking over. I want to give a shout out to my friend Kenny, who did an episode back in December. And Kenny, if you're listening, so many people have benefited from the information you gave. So shout out to him. Another shout out to my listeners who have emailed me in the past. And if you have not emailed me yet, email me info@techlead.com, TEKLEED.com, all spelled wrong. And I will send you a training, some sort of training that will encourage you or give you specifics on how to make progress no matter where you're at, no matter what kind of job you have now or what kind of job you want to get to. This email that I send you back will be helpful, and I know that because other people have said that my emails are helpful to them. So email me info@tekleed.com and I will send you some information. I'm just so thankful that you would reach out to me. I'm hopped up on peanut M&Ms right now, and let's get into it. I thought, what should I do for an episode? It's been so long, and I have put off making an episode, as I mentioned, because I took a new job as a consultant, making iPad and iPhone apps, basically, and then also doing a little small project for a good friend in the business. I made this friend maybe 8 years ago, doing a small project. I'm doing a little small project for him still. And then I also am just kind of hanging around with a company that actually Kenny started. And so that company is slowly growing and getting more and more stable. And so I love watching that as well. Let me tell you everything about my life. No, I don't want to do that. But summer's in full swing. I have 3 grandkids by now. Some people have said that grandkids are better than having kids, and I'm right there. I understand what you mean. But the nice thing is that when they're here, at least, the parents get to put them to bed. So that's the best thing. If you're a parent right now, and the chances are you're a parent, because most of my listeners, according to the analytics, say people in their 30s and 40s are listening. And that doesn't mean you're a parent, but a lot of parents in that age. So if you're a parent, look forward to grandkids if God gives you grandkids. So, all right. So all that, my life's been going crazy. It always is. And I got to do this episode. So I thought, what am I going to do the episode on? I don't have anything to talk about. Well, I've got a lot to talk about. And the biggest motivator tonight, it's a Tuesday night. I'm doing this after my client training. Didn't have anyone on the call, so I kicked right into this. I thought, why not do something that would help people that I know? And so I have people in my mind right now that might be able to benefit specifically from this. And let's do that. So I'm going to dedicate this episode to those of you who are struggling with getting a job right now. So some of you are struggling with getting a job, especially a job in tech. Some of you have maybe even quit your job in a non-tech position because you want to study and get a job in the future. I have a couple clients that I hope they reach out to me again. It's been a couple years since I've talked to them, and I would just love to hear from you if you're listening and you're a former client and you were in my program. I would like to hear what you're doing now after you stopped pursuing, after you quit your non-tech job to get into a tech job. I would love to hear from you. So there's a shout out to you as well. You know who you are. Now, if you have done what so many people, I've mentioned in the past, I've talked to over 300 people on the phone in a half hour or longer conversation over Zoom, uh, all about how to switch into a tech career from a non-tech career. And the people that have talked to me have said, Brooks, I got out of my job. I quit my job because I couldn't take any more. And now I get all this time to sit and study. And I said, well, why are you talking to me then? If you have, all this time and you know what you're doing. Well, I don't know what I'm doing yet. Well, so do you have a plan? No, I don't have a plan. I just quit my job, or I lost my job and I'm not taking another one until I can get the high-tech job. And to them, almost all of them, in almost every single situation, I say, go get an interstitial, a stepping stone job into your dream job. Don't just sit and study. Okay? So this is the advice I have for you. And for those of you who might be struggling, I understand the struggle. I've been without work. I have been in tech positions and lost them for various reasons. I have been in tech positions and leveled up. I've been in tech positions and had to search for another one and got one. I've also been in a situation where I've been reached out to by recruiters, for example, and just switched jobs. And that's where I'm at right now. I switched a job because a recruiter reached out to me. And you can see all my info on LinkedIn. It's just LinkedIn, whatever, linkedin.com/Brooks Haynes, something like that. But you can see that. So I've been in all these situations, and I've also, the biggest gold nugget I have for you here is not because of what I've done, but because what I've seen other people do and the trouble they get into and the discouragement they get when they quit their regular job, or they lose their regular job and don't try to get another one before their high-tech job. Because what happens is we have this short effort of searching for the high-tech job. We have a short effort of just there's a huge wave of enthusiasm right at the beginning in the first probably 3 to 4 weeks after you lose or quit your regular job, where in these 3 or 4 weeks maybe you are going to be diving headlong into the study of tech, headlong into looking for positions out there and trying to reverse engineer the future job back to today. And the tough part about that is it's going to take some time. When you're doing something new, it takes you time to learn, and not just learn things, but get experience. And the way you're going to do that, of course, is doing projects. Now, the trouble, as I mentioned, is the waiting game. Because of that, I recommend people go out and get a position that may not pay what you want, but it pays something. And here are the things that will happen when you get that position that's kind of a step down. I call it a step down, or like a monkey bar type of position. What will happen is you will get a lot of focus when you're not working that job, whatever hours of the day you're not working the job. Now, we will all be tempted to be lazy when we go and drive Lyft or Uber, or we go and take the barista job like I did, when we go out and take a retail position, customer service position. These sort of things can get us down because we know that we're not living up to our potential. We know that we can solve tech problems. And we're not doing that. And so we get discouraged while we're even at those jobs, these step down jobs. However, I want to challenge you to look at this from a different angle. You are being paid to do something you can do. You can do it fairly easily. You can do customer service rep. You can do, Uber, Lyft. You can do being a barista. You can teach lessons, music lessons if you know a musical instrument. You can do all of these things really well, even though they're not in tech. There are things that you can do, and you're going to get paid for them. And you can use the rest of your day to study for tech and get projects. The thing is, most people think they can only do one thing at a time. So they quit their job, or they just stick with losing their job, and they say, well, that's just the cards I'm dealt. It looks like I'm just going to stay in this position, and I'm going to just study, and it's a pipe dream. Okay. Unfortunately, this is the way the world works. People like to have people with experience. And in 2025, when this is being recorded, if you are a junior anything, you're going to have a tough time getting into a tech position. That is because not only AI, but because the economy is tough. And it all works together to give you a very, very difficult time getting into a position. And so, should you give up? I should say no. And that is because many people are giving up right now, and it is up to you then. That opens up the opportunity for you. So if you are able to get some experience, if you can do some projects on your own, if you can work for free for someone, if you can do some internship, or if you can, work for a small company, or work for Fiverr, or do some Upwork, that position, or that a contract on Upwork, or whatever that's called now. If you can find one of these websites that allow you to do some work in tech, then even if it's just a few hours on a week, in 1 week, and then you're done. These sort of experiences will build up and will pepper your resume to the point where you can get a position. Now, if you prepare yourself for the long term, if you can look yourself in the eye, look yourself in the mirror, and then look yourself in the eye, and say to yourself, this will not be a short-term effort, then I think you can win. If you can be honest with yourself and admit that in order to accomplish something very large takes a large effort, then I think you can win. But if you simply are going on the emotion of having a lot of free time, that's a fact, but the emotion there is, I have all the time in the world. You're going to run out of time when you run out of money. All right, so I've said all these things before, and I say the same things over and over, but maybe the way I said it tonight is a way that could encourage you and exhort you to really consider getting a step-down job that you are too smart for, so to speak, and really pave your way to be able to play the long game in this. By long game, maybe 6 months, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. I don't know. For me, it really depends how I judge the years that it took me, but it was many years. Tech was not what it is now. So when I got in, I kind of angled my way in and weaseled my way in slowly and surely into what we would call tech today. And I did that without having a degree in computer science or things like that. I did that by gaining experience in the real world and getting clients and making websites for them, and eventually doing apps for clients as well, mobile apps. So that is what I have for you today. If you're in a place where you're not sure what to do next and you have honest questions and you're really stuck or you're really down, why don't you send me an email and I can see what I can do to try to help you. I'm offering help. Obviously, I don't have a million people coming to me, and this is fairly niche, so I think I could probably help you. So reach out and I will see what I can do. I hope this has been helpful. Go get a step down job. Go get 2 of them at the same time and watch what's going to happen when you get done flipping burgers and you come home and you're so tired. You will start to figure out ways to schedule on your day off how to study, how to get a project, and how to get it done. But I guarantee if you keep no job, if you have no job right now and you don't get one, you are playing the short game. My friend, you will run out of gas. So I hope you play the long game and do it the right way, and it's a way that'll bring success. Thank you for listening, and we will talk to you the next time I record. Good night. How to Switch to a Tech Career in Your 30s and 40s is the podcast that tries to help you switch into a tech career, no matter what your background is, give you some support and some encouragement along the way. Now, if you're stuck and you need some help, give me an email at info@techlead.com, info@tekleed.com, all spelled wrong. Until next time, my name is Brooks Haynes, and I've been your host today, and I thank you for listening. From the shores of the Vermilion River in southeastern Minnesota, have a good day.